Leo, how you doing? So I keep picking up the Isle of Man or the Isle of Ely or Lille or a Lucy, Lucifer or a Capricorn, like huge energy. Someone's very big or someone's very small. I really don't know. Or all creatures great and small, something to do with the creature. That would be a Leo. That would probably be yourselves or an Aquarian. Anyway, so how you doing, Leo? So I've done your reading for the week, and I just done it, and it's over on the new website if you guys want to take a look. But it is absolutely full of counterparts everywhere, kings and queens, and God knows what else. So I don't know what you got going on. For a start, I couldn't get through to your energy, and then I channeled a load of stuff that is already over there. So I'm not going to channel on here. But we're going to look into your last 48 and your next 48, and then we're going to turn it into a you versus them. So I'm hearing them: Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael Jackson, Julian, Jason, Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, something to do around a Piscean, maybe, could be a third party or a birthday party. Happy birthday, Leo. If you're a Leo and it's your birthday, happy birthday. So Stevie Wonder, so happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Anyway, so let's see, Leo. So for the last 48, what's been going on with Leo? So twin flame, soulmate, we're on a twin flame journey. Happy as I am. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, or I am. You're right, son. But Scorpio could be dealing with Scorpio or an Aries. This person's really happy as they are. I don't know if you're happy with them, but this person is extremely happy. Excuse me. But yeah, so really happy as I am. Twin flame, soulmate relationship. That's a very difficult one. However that's going to go, I've got no idea. Because I know, or Elijah, or Lille, or Lucy, Lucifer, Capricorn. But again, I've already done your reading, so I know pretty much that it's very chaotic. Because I think you got this twice out of 2 decks. Derek, or sorry, Danielle, Danny, Dan, Sun, Tang Sang Dao, someone that's like Korean, or does like Wing Chun or fighting, some kind of like Kung Fu fighting or something like that, unless you're fighting with your partner. So I'd pick up like a Sag Taurus placement, maybe a Life Path 5. Anyway, let's see. Last 48 for Leo. What's been going on with Leo for the last 48 hours, please? So Ace of Pentacles, so this person's, so it feels like that you've been focusing on your house, your home and money and finances, and grabbing hold of this opportunity with both hands. So if you've had an opportunity to work, this person's grabbed every opportunity they can. If it's a new person, you've grabbed it with both hands. It is an opportunity, and it does what it says on the tin. It means the opportunity is there for me to grab it with both hands, and if I want it, I've got to go and get it. So somebody is realizing that they are a really stable person in life, financially, and in a very good position for a relationship, for a relationship or in a relationship, okay? But realize that they're in a very good position because they're very stable, okay? Depending on what comes out here is whether you're happy with this person or not. Or if I say not, say Pisces, swinging on a tree, or a Life Path 3. Let's see, but grabbing it with both hands, an opportunity. I'm also hearing university also. I don't know if any of you are going to college or school or university also. I'm also hearing Jack, Black, Jackie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, Jackie's son. That's the normal culprits. Let's see. So you got banking and money and we're not worthy. So Worthy's original, someone that used to eat Worthy's originals. Creamy, someone that likes cream, I don't know, or ice cream. I keep hearing I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, or me back, me crack, me pussy and me crack. I don't know, but I'm hearing ice cream. Or someone's been screaming or moaning, I don't know, and now it's either with pleasure or in pain. I really don't know, or someone's in Spain, or someone's just in pain all the time. Now, someone might be having an orgasm, I've got no idea, or an epileptic fit, and they've literally just blamed a person. Okay, begging someone. This is also begging, or Rebecca, but begging someone for money, or begging someone to change, and they didn't. Okay, you got to get this through to you. People don't. Okay, people, if you was to go from a relationship to another relationship, that person in a relationship would be the same person with a new person. If you're in a relationship and you're blocking and you're not having, you're having a go at one another and you realise, well, I'm not changing for you and you're not changing for me, then what's the point? And there's no change, and there never has been, and there never will. That's because what you're realizing is that people don't change. They don't change for you. That's the circumstance you're in. If you go into something new, you experience something new. That's why people on twin flame journeys hitchhike their way forward onto new energies, okay? Because this could be something new that has appeared up in your energy that has created you to focus upon it, instead of focusing upon being blocked and not speaking and not talking, more than likely here. Now, there is definitely someone that has a stable house and a home and a job, but whichever way you look at it, Rob or Robin or Robert or Robertson, whichever way you look at it, this person is not happy with this person being stable. So, like I said, you're always going to have unstable and stable energy within twin flames, because you'll have dark and light energy. That's why you will get blocked, or someone gets blocked, because of blame. Okay, I'm sick to death of being blamed. I'm sick to death of you looking at me to say that it's my fault that isn't changing anything about my life for you. And then you would get an aspect of, well, why will you not change for me? Because people don't. That is me. What, you're trying to control me? Are you happy with me, or are you not happy with me? But you either are or you're not. But whichever way it is, a pig is a pig and a duck is a duck, and it's still the same. Okay? So it's a question. Do you want this person or don't you? Do you want them the way they are, or is someone going to continue to try and change this person and realise that they're not? Okay, but someone here is financially stable as a good basis of a relationship, because they're financially stable. Now, you might say, well, that isn't everything, but it does start, and it does mean a lot. If they're financially stable, that means they can create a stable house and a home and a life here. So again, why would you not be happy? Is that resentment because someone works a lot for what they have? Because you've been relating a lot to all the readings that have been plaguing me through these readings, which is about resentment for people that are self-employed and people that are employed by an employer. If you are self-employed, you have a lot more work to do, because you have a lot more maintenance and everything else to do. You don't get health insurance, you don't get time off, you don't get paid time off, you don't get really any time off unless you give yourself it. But normally you have a lot more to build a business, because you have a lot more to lose. If you have a lot more, you pay a lot more in taxes, and you pay a lot more. You could be dealing with a Life Path 7 or a Cancerian, but you have a hell of a lot to pay. You have a lot of overheads to do with tax and everything else. You can't just have time off. Okay, if you are employed by a person, that's just clock in, that's the money I get, that's the money I've got. If I want more money, I have to do more hours. Okay, so nobody is any better or less than anybody in life, whether you have more money or whether you don't, or whether you have to work harder or for what you get than anybody else. You've got 2-4 energies, which is a hell of a lot of blocking, more than likely here. Okay, but this is also not prepared to let a person go to be who they want to be. Like, I don't like who you are, basically. Okay, so let's see. You know, I've seen it. I've seen people that, and heard it from a lot of people, or Amber, or Abigail, or Abbott, but I've heard it from a lot of people that resent people that have good jobs and good money. You get a lot of people that look up at them and say that you're up your arse and that you think you've got everything. Right? They do. And they resent people that work hard. But let's see. Or not have to work much at all for it, you see. But then you get Aquarian and Leo. So you get multifaceted energy. Don't forget, if I didn't say at the beginning, you can watch this as any placement of Aquarius or Leo or Life Path 8. Anybody, you or your partner, and it doesn't matter where that placement is either. Aquarius or Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, it doesn't matter, okay, because we're looking at 8s, okay? So, the communication here has been blocked. There is no communication, okay? Somebody blocked off the other person because they didn't want to listen to the amount of stuff they were trying to get them to chase them, the dragon. Trying to get them to chase me. I want you to chase me. I want you to give me more of attention. I want you to talk to me. Why are you not talking to me? Why blah, blah, blah. And I think that you've more than likely got into like a complete and utter argument here where someone more than likely just stopped listening to a person. Now, the only reason they do that is normally because of complaints. I'm complaining while I'm sick of the complaints, right? Here. Let's see. What is this Four of Wands been about for Leo? So, optimism. Somebody here is very, very loving and giving and optimistic about the future. They just look forward to the future, okay? But this can also be, like I said, if it's a Sag, it can be a 5 energy, right? So that means Taurus. So it means stable, loving, giving, caring, looking forward to the future. And looking at the future, meaning, well, I'm thinking long-term goals for a relationship, like house, home, marriage, like long-term goals, long-term commitment, things that are very stable, optimism, optimistic about feeling very good. Then you get pessimistic, someone that's very pessimistic for the future, to say, well, how come that you're always positive and that you always have a brighter outlook than me? Why do you have more things than me? Why do you get everything your own way? Why do you have a bigger house, a bigger, like misogynistic, massaging someone's ego and thinking, oh God, you've got such a big head, okay, or the name Ed. But like, you know, you think you've got everything, you think you know everything, and you think that you know, you're always happy, go lucky. And why would, you know, why? Because you'd have a dark energy that's never happy. So what's the Ace of Pentacles been for? 5 of Wands, probably arguments about work and things that are financial. That's what I'm saying. It's been floating through the readings where people have been arguing about people that work. You know, communication at work. Why do people need to communicate when they're at work? You're at work. You shouldn't be communicating when you're at work. Okay, but if there's been arguments about it, then there's like this persistence to try and get through to someone when they don't listen, and the other person ended up getting blocked because of the complaints. Now, one thing I also want to make very clear to people that also had come up in the comments and also things over on the websites and stuff, people that talk about bipolar. Okay, bipolar is a up mood and a down mood, okay? If you are in a mood and you take your mood out on someone, that means that you're pushing someone away from you through sporadic behaviour of mood swings, right? So if you have a Jekyll and Hyde and you're in and you're out and you're breaking up and you're splitting up, breaking up, splitting up, blocking each other off, don't want to listen, don't want to know, don't want to listen, you're not listening to me, I'm not listening to you, because all I've done is blame you to tell you that I've got a list of complaints about the things that you don't do, and I think very negatively, is because the person is in a mood. And if they have bipolar, that's what that is. If you have bipolar and you are like in a mood and you just feel low, you don't take your mood out on a person because you feel low. That's not what I'm talking about, because that would be self-sabotage. That would mean someone that has bipolar but also other problems that are mental health. Okay, about abandonment of relationships, a string of failed attempts to get people to listen to me when they won't, keep shouting at people and telling them what to do and telling them what's wrong. People don't want to hear that. And then people that surprise me are surprised when the other person does what it says on the tin. They stop listening. So what does the other person say in hand? You don't never listen to me. I keep coming at you, telling you all of these things that are on my mind that you're not doing right. What is it? More than likely schizophrenia, bipolar, or a multiple personality disorder, or a mixture of all. But it can be mental health. Okay? So, like I've said, if you go at a person with arguments and complaints, you get what you want, which is you get abandoned, you get left, you get nothing for your time. You feel as if you've wasted it on the person, okay, because you sabotage the relationship with complaints. If a person comes at you with a complaint, why people think that a person would stay around for that, I got no idea. But you can also blame that person then for not staying around, which is what? Self-sabotage. I sabotaged the relationship to make you think that it was you that was at fault, and that you were at blame because you wasn't listening to all the things that I'm telling you that you're not good enough and that you're not a stable person for me. You really could be dealing with a knot, which is a Pisces. You're not stable, you're not physical, you're not able. This person is perfectly able here. Could be Cain and Abel. Could have something to do with Derek or Dan, or a Cain and Abel that would be a Gemini or a Capricorn, because that would be a 6. Cain and Abel. Right, but again, you got able and unable, or disabled. okay, or disabled living allowance. I can't work because I'm disabled, right? You might work for that kind of place or something. Place, there's a fish here, because if I say place, you say cod, haddock, fish, Pisces. So someone's either been bitching and moaning at one, or it is the person, or it's just a mixture of energy. What's the Four of Pentacles been about? Two of Cups, you see. You've met each other head on, and what you've done is you've destroyed the relationship. And it isn't just through mirroring, it's through blame. Every time you get a mirror, you get a dark energy and a light energy. If the darkness comes from here, which it does because it's obsessive thoughts that are negative, this is positive, negative, a part of Libra. This is a very negative card, but it is also very minor. Okay, so is that. Minor situations. But every minor lead to a major outcome. If everything ends up being like, well, my God, you just made a mountain out of a molehill. You literally just made something out of nothing. You just pulled something else out the hat that's wrong now. Something else that I'm not doing right that you're moaning at me at, that's coming at me with more negativity. If I'm that bad, then why the fuck am I in your life? Well, that's probably why this person isn't anymore. Because you've destroyed the relationship that's gone from whatever could have been a 6 to a 2 here. Right? Now everybody on a twin flame journey is going to say, mirroring, mirroring. Well, mirroring is what destroys the relationship because you come up against this. Realizing, coming to the rude awakening that you play out the same cycle that doesn't change, and soon people are going to realize that people don't. They don't change, especially Scorpios, but people don't. Okay? They are who they are. If you're not happy with them and you come at them with this, then you get this. You get what you wanted, which is sabotage. If a person has multiple personalities of mood swings and they've never changed, I think there's a person here that's coming to the realization that they're not going to. This is where people panic and worry that they have to leave a soulmate behind because they're not catching up with the energy, which means they're not trusting. They can't trust the person because of trust issues. Trust issues, self-sabotage, self-abandonment will make a person think that it's the other person, and the other person will say, no, it's you. No, it's you. No, I don't believe it. You're gaslighting. No. Well, hold on a minute, Tyrone. You came to me with the complaint to say that I wasn't good enough. Oh, no, you are. I'm just trying to make you into something that I want you to be. Well, unfortunately, people, they don't change. They don't, right? So the soulmate that you've been designated with, that you're with, is going to do the same thing constantly. Like, you have to look at how long have you been doing it and how long has it been with that same person, right? How many times have you gone over a cycle? Okay, we went over this on the website for your weekly. Okay, because you had a lot of counterparts coming in, soulmate kind of energies coming in. But when you're on a spiritual journey, what you have to realize is that twin flame means karmic dark energy. Right, it means that we're in purgatory, and when you meet a flame within purgatory, it means a bright light that guides you towards the future. So it means hopping, hitchhiking from one to another, to another, to another, to another. It means that I was with a soulmate that I met, and it started off hot and heavy, and then all of a sudden we started to destroy each other with the darkness that I'd got within me that I couldn't cope with. So I couldn't cope with the energy, and then I abandoned ship. Okay, so when people abandon ship, they hitchhike onto the next focused energy, because it isn't a human that puts the spiritual connection together, it's a spirit. So when you're on a twin flame journey, you have loads of soulmates and twin flames. You're on your journey to an actual soulmate, an actual stable relationship, but you don't get there without kissing a few frogs and realizing that, okay, the person that I'm with has always tried to control me and that they're not good for me. Now, if your opinion is they're not good for me, but they are good for me, but they're not good for me, and I want them, but I don't want them, I want them the way I want them, but I don't want them how they are, well, then this is a fucking absolute no-go, because it's a, yes, are you going to accept me as I am, or no, you want to keep changing me. If that's a, yes, I'll accept the way you are, but then you play out this cycle again for another week or two, and you come up against this yet again, then people soon start getting towers, which is a rude awakening. Realising, man, I've tried this so many times. It's like going into a classroom for 5 years in detention when a teacher only sets me one paper and I can fucking do it backwards and read it upside down because I've done it that many times. I need to go to another classroom in order to be able to learn something different because, you know, fucking learning to spell is not cutting it, right? Or English language isn't cutting it because I know it already. So what's the point in me being in a classroom of stuff that I know because I've been here for 5 years, I already know. I need to advance on to college. I need to go on to a different job. I need to go on to a different person to learn something else because we are just not learning anything anymore apart from that you want to change me and I want to change you, but we're coming to the realisation that we're not, you know. So that's what I'm saying. It's up to you. You either replay out the same scenario, but it's very important to realise, you know, because this isn't a new person. This isn't someone that's just new. This is someone that you've gone through this with constantly. Constantly all the time, right? And nothing's any different, right? So you get the Eight of Wands, which is a blocked energy. But again, someone still self-doubts that they want the relationship. Now, it could be a new person at any point because you can have a metaphysical one. Okay, you can have a metaphysical one, but that's a choice then. That would come up against like choice, but it's not here. But again, somebody is now like absolutely obsessed about a person here because they're being made an offer by someone. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. Possible. Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe, but that would be a multifaceted number, you see. Capricorn /6 Gemini, Taurus /6 5 Sagittarius, and so on and so forth, right? So there is communication and there isn't communication. That's what I'm saying. If there's a third energy, someone here is communicating with someone. Now that somebody could be a mother, a brother, a sister, a daughter, a friend, or a new lover. It really does depend. But someone here is communicating with a person, right? You're not really on your own, not talking to someone, right? Okay. So, the next 48 hours with Leo. The next 48 hours, Leo. King. A king and a queen. Capricorn. More than likely. Or a bull. Taurus or Sag. Again, multifaceted number. Same as the queen. A very stable couple or a very stable person. That someone doesn't want, that someone does. It's you see, this isn't going to make much sense. The sense that doesn't make any. The sense that makes none. Right? It ain't going to make much because I've seen your weekly reading. Right? You got a queen here and a king here. You got a counterpart, but you got one that's being blocked and being tried to control a king. So you got like a chess move. The king is fed up with the queen that's turned their back on one another. They have literally turned their back on one another. So you got a chess move there, okay? Because you've actually got a stable person, but you've got an unstable one that doesn't want a stable person. Now, you might say, no, I do want a stable person, but I don't want them the way they are because they're successful. They work all the time. You know, they like money and they like being masculine. I'm a feminine that likes to control masculine people. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't work. That's why you get abandoned. That's why you get split up and break up. Because I'm trying to control your house that means work. Me, I have Capricorn in the second house. Right, so me, if people come in between me and work, I can get very grouchy. Me, okay, because, you know, it is what it is, right? But, you know, you'll communicate with each other's chart. That's what you do. And if you have an opposition of work chart where someone doesn't like the other person working so much, well, then you have to look at what you got. You know, are you got resentment because one doesn't have any and the other one does? And you argue over money and finances and time at work? Okay? Or is it just a non-functioning, functioning relationship? Marriage, right? But next 48 for Leo. Then you get a new person or the same one. I don't know, but someone here is possibly talking with a Cappy here. But again, you've got, well, it doesn't really matter. But it's blocked and then there's talking. So, like I said, man, it's someone is talking to somebody, but also someone is sabotaged and blocked. So I don't know if it's that person that's reaching out or a new one. I've got no idea. Leo, for the next 48. A new person or clients or people? I don't know. It's up to you. You choose. I mean, like I said, there could be a couple of different people here. You could have someone that's equivalently pissed off and fed up with that. You got an ex here also, like a couple that were married at one point, their children. That's obviously still there, but that comes from more the Aquarian reading of like Elijah and everybody that has children with an ex, and you know, that's that side. This side, the person that you're blocked out, you're not speaking, you're not talking, so many arguments, it's not worth it, and you're moving on with your life and basically looking for a new person for a lot of you. Now, it can represent anybody. You know, you've had enough of this energy here, you're blocked and whatnot, and you're browsing around for a new person here. You know, this is your ex-husband or so on and so forth. Let's see. Next, 48 for Leo. The moon, a 9, could be a Virgo placement, or this is the mother with the children and then the father, or the father and the mother. But again, you've got like this ex-person, you know, here, turned your back on each other, got divorced. Libra no longer, still connected because of children and mortgage and whatnot. But that's about it. Okay, so no mother, no father kind of energy here. Children. I'm also hearing, why am I hearing no more, no less, no more, no less, boom, 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 no more, no less. What on earth is that? Leslie, Les Connett, Michael. Yeah, no more, no less. Leslie. Let's have a look at what the King of Pentacles is here for. A Piscean, very happy at work, very happy-go-lucky, very stable. And then you get, I don't know, someone's happy. Knight of Cups. The Magician, a new person. You got one new. Or one new. One new. I don't know, someone's manifesting happiness. That's normally when people want someone that's happy, right? So you've got, I don't know, for some of you, you've got a new person, and for some of you, because these are both very awkward energies to pick up and know. A page thinks and doesn't speak sometimes, or at all, and the Knight does. So this can mean, okay, I've sent you a message and you haven't replied to it, okay? I've sent you it and I'm just waiting for you to reply. But you don't, because it can be both ways. I sent out a message and you never replied. I'm waiting on a response. Or I sent out a message and I know you did and I never answered it. Right, here. Because it's kind of like, well, I need to know. Do they know that I'm there? Do they know? Have they noticed the fact that I've sent something? Probably. What's the Page of Cups? No. You see? Blocked. This is where someone tries to reach out to a person. This is exactly what I said on the tin. Someone tries to reach out and the other person's not interested, and they know that the other person's wanting them or wanting to talk. But again, a person's still negative. Because it's positive, negative, positive, negative. You've got twin flame soulmate energies floating around, which are soulmates here, 2s. Which means that someone may be blocked and not spoke to. Here, Page of Cups, not speaking to the person. Here. And then you get the moon. What's the moon here for? The Lovers in reverse because of lust. So you get Gemini or Capricorn or Life Path 6, or just generally the story. Which means that someone might be hiding another person, or they might not be, or they might be hiding it from a karmic ex, which means it was lust. It wasn't trustful energy. I don't trust you anymore, okay? So it's more of a lusting after someone that hasn't worked, you know. Could be a circumstance that you've been in, and this can also be a mother as well, someone that lost their mother or doesn't have a mother or has a very toxic mother energy here, because it can be grandmother or mother, okay? Here, it could be a lonely child, an only child or a lonely child. But that would also mean lust. So I don't know. Like I said, I know what your weekly reading holds. So if you're interested in that, Leo, I think I pretty much broke it down to who is who and what is what here. Yeah, that is over on the new website. So if you want to join, make sure you use the code if you want because this is the weeklies and monthlies, which is the gold tier or just the weeklies. I did a code for people that want to join the gold tier. So it gives you $10 off, and you should be able to find it below. And the coupon code is capital S 7EN, so 7 S, capital E, 7, capital E, capital N. So you're basically spelling 7 but without a V and a number 7. Capitals, okay? That's for the people that want to join the gold tier. That'll give you $10 off, okay? But you can find it on Instagram. If you're on my Instagram, it shows you, and there's a snippet of a video saying link provided below with the code and what it is, okay? But yeah, so you've got that. And if you want to join, you can buy them singly. So you just can buy the one reading for like $2 or $3. You can join any of the subscription base, which is gold, bronze tier, silver tier, and gold. And then just the teaching, but the gold holds all of the weeklies and monthlies and teaching, and then obviously you get weeklies and monthlies, right? And you get boxes of readings, so you can rent out the weeklies, all of them, all of the monthlies, or all of the teaching, and you can rent them out as a package deal for a certain price, or you can join a subscription, or you can just rent them individually. It's up to you, or you can basically just join our new family over on the new website. The link is provided below. Everybody that is on Patreon, still don't forget, this is no more than this month now. Okay, so do not join Patreon. Okay, it's still there, and I might leave it for people that want to watch old readings at any point, because there's like 3 or 4 years worth of old readings on there that I don't want to get rid of. But do not join Patreon. Join the link provided below to the new website. It's right below. Okay, stay tuned for me going live. Also, make sure you hit the bell, like, subscribe, and I also go live and we do questions and answers and we chat. Okay. All right, guys, thanks very much. I really appreciate it, Leo, and I'll see you soon.